for the 5D collective, when it comes to all of our relationships, and for mystics, twin flame or flames, we have found it quite fascinating, I know I have, to see just what type of not really effective for real boys, real girls, real dates. So I help people who want to be their self. I support people. That means that you know about your inner child, and that's because I'm attachment trauma informed, that I got to capacity to become better at what I was already doing. So the inner growth mindset, it begins with thoughts and emotions, and I already had known personally that they're not irrefutable facts, which is why all of the exercises say, okay, working with the uncertainty, unexpected, unwanted, from your own heart and with your own flow. And now I know how to explain, wow, I'm in an integrated brain for since forever. I'm 44 though. Okay, so when people started to make up a lot of shit about twin flame and flames, I was already way past the what are you doing to everything. And it was because when you are part of the lovely infinite Akash, which is the essence of life and love, some will still call it God. I choose to try and disengage from it, but I learned of it as God, and I'm not ashamed of God. I just know that there are people who use the name in ways of making it seem like there's another evil entity, and that, there's lack of imagination apparently, but also what it is lack of education. Yeah, they don't know neuroscience. They don't believe in neuroscience. I'm okay with people not believing in Reiki. They even decided now to make Reiki an evil energy because it's not part of where their culture comes from. So that's what happens when the ones of not true faith. Because when you meet people of true faith, they know it's Holy Spirit, energy, God. Like, really? Did anybody not hear about love and humility and humbleness and Jesus's turn the other cheek, that walking with all people? So while some support in linear format because their brain is only left mode. So when you have a Pinocchio with a wooden body, it's called a person who's an adaptive child at the very bare minimum. What's an adaptive child? Thank you, Terry Real. Come on in. An adaptive child is a perfectionist who's unforgiving. And they're a child who has grown up and has an idea of what a grown-up should look like. It's the 16-year-old of you, which is why we see superhero capes with super mantles for mental health, and what else? Yoga. And then some talk about yoga bringing demons out of you. That's a lack of education right there. And actually believing in it makes me freaking humored in my little bejesus of a body here, because I'm not the smartest person on the block at all. There are things that I might believe. I go ask the people who know facts, and they look at me and they're like, come on, Maria. I was like, yeah, I don't know some things. I'm really, that's stupid. It's okay. You can use the word stupid. I'm okay with it. I am stupid sometimes, but other times I know what's in the body because, well, one, I'm a human myself, and I'm learning about it. So relationships, yes, and people who don't move out of the Pinocchio with the wooden body. So it's not an insult, it's an active way that subjective reality works. Yes, they have, in fact, like the theologians, built a qualitative data analysis with all of their textbooks presenting why Reiki. So they made a good case for their case, you see. I am an academic in my brain. I just chose not to continue it because I don't like to do that. And I am not trying to prove how to be you. I am being me, and I'm saying you can be you too, and it's your inner and outer well-being. And I have gained knowledge on how to continue sharing that wisdom from your body and your mind in inner harmony though. So you come here when you're ready to be yourself and to co-create. Some use the word spirit, again, God. I use the word law of energy, essence of life, love. I don't know. I'll use a lot of different words, but the infinite higher human conscious potential experience is really fun to actually be able to do this, being yourself with magic, fearless and bold, with the solo self that lives a life of meaning and connection beyond the solo self. So true spirituality, the sciences and spirituality come together. Yeah, we don't only dream, we actually are actively bringing the new world into being. Some people don't like the foundation. They don't understand the foundation is our humanity. When you reclaim your humanity, it's because you have reclaimed what is your mammalian heritage, your restorative embodiment, self-aware person. Yes, it's because you're aware that thoughts and emotions are not irrefutable facts. You're not your 14-month-old, and I don't overestimate the capacity for you to use your brain unless you want to consider yourself stupid. I do know of emotionally lazy people. Yes, they have a Zen master who tells them all about the laundry that is in their body. I don't have laundry, Zen master. I have what is called an emotional plane. You should have seen me during my panic attacks. And I'm like, yeah, these are really the most pain in the ass part of this entire journey. Kundalini awakening, seeing that there are people who activate themselves without even knowing what they're doing. Well, there's the mantles of spirituality. And you know what happens with teenagers and trends, right? They want to all be cool. Who's on Elsa's journey? Show yourself, I'm dying to meet you. And there's a 3-year-old that's never going to get the day of light. And that's unfortunate because Pinocchios with wooden bodies, they remain adaptive children, which is why the unforgiving and the perfectionism is the left mode of theirs with no inner child, because they're not even bilaterally integrated. And in fact, they become eventually donkeys because they get so immersed in whatever it is that they have decided is the truth. And then they have like a Peter Pan, the Lost Boys and the Lost Girls, because they have a superhero cape. So again, they're all saving their own inner child. Why? Because the child, adaptive child, is your adaptive child, not mine. I'm a functional adult and not yours necessarily. I'm trying to explain a concept that isn't just in thin air. It's a way that the good therapists who work with relationship people, like Terry Real, he said, okay, we're going to get functional adult in the room. Because you know what adaptive children like to do? One, they don't have healthy boundaries. In fact, childhood trauma survivor, healed and healing therapist, Patrick Teahan, can talk to you all about shame and how to get out of it, though. And then how to be seen and be okay with it. And how to get out of relationships that are with codependent, martyr superiors that have low self-esteem and direct communication, passive aggressive. Yeah, not dating people that treat you in this push-pull. That'll be nice if you want to be a healthy self-worth person. So real boy, real girl, real day. But if you want the lame excuse of, we're all fucked up, so I'm going to say attachment avoidant. Or here, there's attachment coaches. They tell you secure attachment is boring. That's because they're on a high with the adrenaline rush that comes from this hyper-vigilant push-pull stuff. So by the minute, they're fizzling out because a modulated embodied self made a lot of my experts that I learned from make a face like this. No, when we had brave hearts in the room, and brave hearts in the room, they hear what they want to hear. And they're like, so we have to stay in our modulated sympathetic. And no, you don't, because angry Buddhist is how some people will put it. And that's where I know all about, not a Buddhist though, but I know all about my restorative embodied self-aware person. This is why I don't get reactive often. It has happened. I'm not proud of it. In 2 situations professionally, not with my one-to-ones. Oh no, my twin flames. Yeah. See, when you get an empowered woman, we don't go chaotic or rigid, because rigid means I would close my heart off. Why would I do that? You don't know how to love. Chaotic would mean that I'm not able to maintain composure while I'm trying to speak from my mouth, which I do like to do. And because anger dumbs you down, and I noticed that at 16, 17, 18, 19, before I started college or while I was in college, said, if I'm going to negotiate, I can't be acting like a buffoon. Then I realized that people that did what I did in college didn't care about acting like buffoons. And in fact, they are not in their restorative embodiment self-aware. When you're throwing chairs in a chamber meeting, when you're yelling at each other, I'm very much disappointed when I see politicians. My bachelor's is political science. Oh, don't get me started on how many things I could share. But I'm glad to see my colleagues talking about good things. So the academics are doing great things, the smart ones. The ones who are not smart anymore, well, they have a crowd and they lack the education, and then they have a buttload of imagination, that's for sure. So when you want secure attachment relationships and you want relationships that work, they always work. Our twin flame or flames, there's no saga, it's an oversoul. The whole energy vampire dark aura, really, how many people are with a mantle on Elsa's journey? Well, I'll tell you, a lot of them. Yeah, so when I find out that they have events, the spiritual bypassers, and they tell you not to go to therapy, that doesn't make me happy. So I'm here to say therapy is important. And it's when you're ready to have your emotions and that you can contain them, thank you, Peter Levine, that you do personal development, self-help, and you will enjoy your relationships. It's when you decide to take the adaptive child and become a functional adult. And you can do that with Terry Real or with anyone. So this is, I want to be at my best emotionally. You can harness all of those basic human emotions you got. I got them too. Our ancestors used the reptilian to save themselves from the animals, not to keep it active with each other. Some people got, unfortunately, unlucky with childhood trauma. So let's help heal through good, secure attachment, safe haven, secure-based relationships, unconditionally loving with flaws and imperfections. Pachas, the 5D collective, come on over here, and mystics or not, but obviously mystic is your host. So woo-woo, pseudoscience lady. I respect academia. I will fuck up data though, just remember that. And we will tease a lot of people, but try to be respectful about it. But Pinocchios with wooden bodies, as they become donkeys, it gets harder and harder to maintain a straight face. So I'm looking forward to seeing intellectually and emotionally available, aware, mature people. Come on over. Let's build our fun relationships.